Alright, in this video we're going to add the context, but before we get to it, in the previous video you saw that I was able to install the navigation, and then we decided to add more screens or pages to the navigation. So this is how you do it. Basically, I'm in the index screen, and then I created a blog screen. Now I'm gonna duplicate this, and I'm just gonna do a contact screen. So contact, and I'm duplicating whatever we had in the blog screen. So I'm gonna have to change a few names. Contact. We gotta copy this, and I'm gonna export it as that. Now inside my screen index, I'm gonna navigate over to the contact page. So I'm gonna put it right here, and I'm gonna do contact. And I believe that is all I have to do. No, I still have to bring it in here in the stack. So this is a stack, and we're gonna bring in contact and contact screen. We have to import it, and that should do it. So now whenever you go into the navigation, we're gonna go to the contact, and it shows you the contact page. It says blog because we didn't change the title, so we're gonna go ahead and change the title over here, and it is contact. There it is. So now that we have that wired up, we're gonna add context. So basically why we're adding context is because in order to pass values between one screen or anything like that, if we use prompts, we're gonna have to write a lot of code, and not only from the starting point but all the way down to the children. And so because of that, we're gonna avoid any of that, and we're gonna add as a context, because with the context you are able to do passing information from the parent over to the children. So by doing that, you're gonna be able to go say that you have another, say, title here, and you want to share it to the contact. Using the context, it will be so simple to go from here and over to the contact. But what if you wanted to also share it with the blog? So you don't have to do anything other than basically anything other than applying the context into the whole app, and whenever you come into the blog, it will be available here for you. You don't have to do anything else. So we're gonna be adding that. We're just gonna be adding in it. We're gonna be adding it right now, and let's see where we go from there. Okay, so in the source folder, we're gonna be creating a new folder called context, and in here, this context, we're gonna be adding a context file, and we're gonna be naming it blog context file. JS, and we're gonna do a little bit of scaffolding over here. So we're gonna use import React from React, and we're gonna be using const blog context equals React that creates context. So So that looks like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap everything with the children, and this is gonna be kind of like a weird, way of creating things, but this is how we're gonna learn. So const log provider equals children, and this is gonna be a function. We're gonna return log context dot provider, and we're gonna wrap it all. We're gonna wrap the children within this declaration. Then what we're gonna be doing export this. You see that we're not doing a default export, and we're gonna just export it as is. Then what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna have to import this into our main app. So we're going to go to app.js, and we're going to go in and do import plug provider from src context blog context, and we're going to use this, and we're going to wrap everything. Remember I told you we're going to be doing something cool with this, so we're going to wrap everything here. And let's see, why is that screaming at us? Let me check over here, make sure that we didn't make. Oh, okay. See how the context is inside the screens? We're gonna extract it out. That's one thing that I don't like about doing things in here, just because it doesn't show you all the different folders, but we got it. So now that we have the blog context, okay, I might have to re-render it just because sometimes that's what happens, whenever you do these things like that. So let me kill this. Kill this right here. Let's see if we can rebuild it. Let's rebuild this thing. And let's see what we have, okay? So now that we have this here, we're going to go ahead and rebuild it and see if that picks up. it is still trying to rebuild, it's still going, so you see that it's still building. It shows you where it's at right now. Context, then here, then I'm going to do this const app equals create Alright, well, it's not I'm gonna have to stop it right now because my dogs are just not right. But I'm gonna have to come back and explain this, what's going on. Because we already declared this function and everything. So we're gonna have to decide like how to fix this route, okay? So yeah, so stick around and I'll get back to you on this. I'll explain to you a little more about the block context. But just take a look at this and see what is happening. So if you have time, go ahead and read the block context, or actually the context in application for React Native. And then we can continue on this thing.